rampant crime has become a regular part of life.
So typical that in the 30 minutes we were at this Walgreens, we watched 3 people, including this man, steal.
Did that guy pay? Did that guy pay? He didn't pay.
Look at that, and then it's just allowed to happen, just no pushback. Before we dive deep into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you could please share so we can get the message out there, we can all watch together. Now let's just dive right into this. Do you see that? The guy's already talking about just the way of life. San Francisco, California as a whole, has completely done a 180. It's no longer this remember, it was one of the most beautiful cities in the world for the longest time. You won't find anybody saying that same sentiment now whatsoever.
Our country's going to hell in a handbasket.
So the ladies there, they're conducting this interview, doing this segment on CNN, and then somebody just walks out. Then she asks the cashier, did that person pay? No, just nonchalant, no pushback. The doors just part, the Red Sea opens right up, and they just walk out the door. Zero resistance, zero accountability. Where are the police? There's just nothing. And this is what's going on with some of these policies. These people that do not want to enforce the law. And Walgreens just puts up with this? I'm sure some of these locations are franchised out. What about the own? They're just cool with this happening. There's going to be no pushback whatsoever. And it gets worse.
Walgreens says this Richmond neighborhood store with aisles of products like mustard locked behind plexiglass.
Oh, hold on. Even the mustard, the barbecue sauce, poor sweet baby Ray's, locked up behind the plexiglass. So that's what it's come to. Because usually you'll go to some of these stores, right, and they'll lock up the Gillette razors, or they were locking up the Tide Pods because the kids were eating them and all that and doing challenges, which is just beyond me. I don't know why you would ever do something like that. But, you know, they're locking up the razors because it's like $30 for 5 razors, which is ridiculous. I need to get some razors for my neck and all that anyways. But they're locking up it's that bad. They're locking up the mustard. Heinz can't even catch a break.
Locked behind plexiglass has the highest theft rate of all their nearly 9,000 U.S. stores, hit more than a dozen times a day. When thieves turned to cleaning out ice cream and frozen burritos, workers grew so frustrated they resorted to the chains. They were ordered down by corporate because of the negative messaging.
So it's hit 12 times a day. They want to lock up the freezers because the people are stealing Hot Pockets and ice cream and DiGiorno's. All this stuff is going down. They want to lock, but it's negative imaging. That's what corporate wants to say. But like the video, I don't know if you guys saw my YouTube video with the individual, the business owner in California. They want him to move his sign off the sidewalk, but you can have triple-decker like concentration homeless camps. No worries, no problem at all. Those can be sprawled all over the sidewalk. Nobody's harassing them. Nobody's trying to fix the problem. That's all fine and dandy. But no, we want the imaging to be clean. So what's a clean image? Somebody trying to go in there and they see that the thing is locked up, right? And they have to get somebody to actually help so nothing's stolen? Or fixing the problem completely. How about you try that? That would be good imaging. How about have some security guards and hold people accountable? Maybe once. Maybe let's try what we're doing doesn't work. Let's try the opposite. But they'll never do that because they promote this kind of stuff.
What is this?
I don't know. I don't understand why coffee.
Here she is.
But it's become kind of like a police state in San Francisco. I don't know how else to describe it.
And then you hear that guy, he's just trying to get some coffee so you can go home, brew some coffee. And even that you have to go. And this is a completely different store. And you see they have the great imagery all in the background. They're all about that. They're all that. Now that's a high priority. Keeping the employees safe, making sure nothing gets stolen. We're not worried about that whatsoever. It's hard to believe that people still even live in these kind of towns. And this is just spreading everywhere. And nothing. that's my whole thing that just blows my mind, that nothing is done about it. And it's slowly going to just keep on spreading. You're going to have all these people in the streets, these people that use the bathroom right on the sidewalk, no accountability in these stores. The people can just walk out. Eventually, it's going to completely take over the city, which it pretty much has already. And you're just going to have rampant crime, drugs, theft, Grand Theft Auto, all of this stuff, almost like a video game, something you would see at a Resident Evil, and nobody cares.
I say that's the California way.
And people forget San Francisco, that's right there with Nancy Pelosi's district. Where is she dealing with all this? They're all about Trump and all about Ukraine and all that. What about your own city just completely going to hell? What about that? There's nothing like that. Or what about the great Gavin Newsom, the amazing Gavin Newsom? Where is he at? He is completely solely focused on Florida, talking about Florida and da-da-da-da-da, when people are just leaving his state to drive completely across country just to get out of his state. All of these places are very similar. Disneyland, all these places that are all up in there, LA, all these places are following the same trend of San Francisco, and you don't hear nothing about it. They rather talk about Trump on a 24-hour loop and just let the cities just completely get demolished. So tell me your guys' thoughts about all this. And you got to remember, I believe there was an individual at Home Depot and another store that actually tried to stop the perpetrator, the person from stealing, right? That's not in their job description. It shouldn't have to be, but they're stopping the person to say, hey, you can't take nothing. And then that person gets fired. So they're trying to stop theft, and then they get fired. That's how topsy-turvy, just you know what, crazy this world is right now currently. Up is down, down is left is right, right is it is just completely crazy how this stuff is allowed to happen. But if you do something about it, you may get fired. So maybe that's why the employee just said, nah, they didn't pay, they just left. It's not my job. I'm not the jefe. I'm just gonna let it happen. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you guys could share, that would be great so we can just spread to get this word out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one.